What is up, YouTube? What is up, college football fans? What is up, Clemson Tiger fans? So, Yabo Dabo Do, Coach Dabo Swinney, has signed a new contract. Well, basically an extension and a raise. For a record, 10 years, $115 million. I don't really know why this is a surprise to anybody, to be honest, because we see this all the time. It's happening year after year with these record contracts coming out, these giant contracts, whether it's a head coach in college football, whether it's a quarterback in the NFL, or just you name it. You go down the list. Professional sports, college sports, these coaches are getting higher and higher contracts for longer and longer periods of time, year after year. So I think that this is a good time to do it. When's a bad time to do it, right? Go ahead and lock them in. Obviously, the contracts almost always benefit the coach more than it benefits the university, which is one reason we see a lot of these universities get ahead of their skis and give giant contracts for long periods of time to unproven coaches. And then what ends up happening is they end up being a disaster. And then you have these giant buyouts. We've seen it. We see it every year. But you guys know some of the big names we've seen just over the past few years. So anyway, Willie Taggart, Will Muschamp, they're waiting right now for a certain right time to most likely fire Scott Frost. There's a bunch of them. But anyway, I think it was the right time to do it. According to what I'm reading, this makes Dabo Swinney the second highest paid coach behind Saban, I believe. But there was some stipulation in there where when you add in total compensation, he's the highest paid coach annually. I don't really even know what that means. I'm sure I could dig into it and find it out, or I'm sure one of you geniuses in the comment section will tell me what that means. I'm assuming what it means is that when you add in incentives and stuff like that, then he's the highest paid, ahead of Saban. I don't know. Doesn't even really matter. Well over $10 million a year for 10 years. And like I just got done mentioning, it benefits Dabo Swinney greatly. There is something that's funny about this, though. I'll go ahead and put it the list down below. We can look at it right now, then we'll discuss it. All right, so what did you notice about that list? So what that list was if Dabo Swinney decides that he wants to take a job elsewhere, whether it's the NFL or another collegiate program, the buyout that he has to pay the university within the year of him quitting or moving on or leaving, or however you want to phrase it. So it's sort of a reverse buyout type deal, right? So this is designed to keep Dabo Swinney at Clemson as long as possible. But what you notice is there's a list year by year in that right column for if he goes anywhere else but Clemson, what he owes the school as of that year of that contract, what he has to pay them back. There's a whole nother column for Alabama. So him having to pay to go somewhere else is a lower payout for him than if he decides to leave to go to Alabama. So this is designed to deter him from wanting to go to Alabama. Now, look, in all seriousness, does this even really matter? If the guy wants to go to Alabama, it doesn't matter if it's $1 million he has to pay back to Clemson or $1.5 million. He's going to go to Alabama because guess what? Alabama's going to give him a bigger contract than what Clemson's giving him. So the whole thing is silly. I get it. This is legal jargon bullshit. And this is just what lawyers and agents and universities do to cover their tracks. And it's a formality, basically. The other thing that you'll notice at the bottom of that list is what he has to pay if he takes an NFL job as opposed to a college job. $0 and 0 cents. What this tells me, he has zero interest in being an NFL head coach, and the university knows it. So anyway, and they don't think he's going to take an NFL job. And I would wholeheartedly agree with that. There's been a lot of rumors about that over the years, right? Hey, you guys remember, what was it? Was it last season, I think? It was either last season or the season before. I can't remember. When Dabo Swinney went to the Raiders, it was like a preseason game, or maybe it was even a regular season game at the beginning of the year. I don't know. It was on a bye week for Clemson or something. He flies out to Vegas for some sort of awards event where he was, one of the guest speakers, or he might even been receiving an award. I don't even remember. Anyway, he was in Vegas for an event. It just so happened the Raiders had a game that week. I think this was last season. He goes to the Raiders game. He's on the sidelines, hobnobbing with the coaches and, of course, Hunter Renfrow and all the other Clemson players. Oh, my God. Dabo Swinney's going to take the Raiders job. Yeah, too much criticism at Clemson for him. He knows he can't hang anymore. He knows time's passed him by in college. He can't hack it. He's going to move on to the NFL. But he's already said, Pete, he's already said that, if they start paying players in college, he's going to go to the NFL. Well, here you go. I don't know what other clear evidence you need other than this, Pete. I was like, man, you guys are stupid. You ain't going to coach the Raiders. Well, here we are a year later, signing a massive contract extension for a boatload of money. And I don't think there's any Clemson fans out there that are disappointed in this, right? I mean, was he in jeopardy of going anywhere anyway? No, not anytime soon. But, you see these other coaches. It's sort of like keeping up with the Joneses, or maybe keeping up with the Sabans, right? Saban just gets this huge contract extension and raise. Clemson's looking over there, Tuscaloosa, going, shit. I guess it's our turn. Dabo, come on. Time for another raise, buddy. And that's what it is. So, Dabo do, congratulations on the boatload of cash. Now let's go win us some national championships. Peace. Your boy's out.